Welcome back to Africa 54 in our new studio here at VOA. I'm Ndimyake, Mwakalyelye. Well, the women's empowerment group WETATi held its second annual conference recently, with the day being marked officially observed. It was just a year ago that Margaret Dureke launched WETATi, acronym for Women Empowered to Achieve the Impossible. And within that time, she's caught the attention of many, including a city mayor and even the state governor, who sent a high-level representative on his behalf to WETATi's second annual conference to deliver a special message.
It just says, I, Martin O'Malley, Governor of the state of Maryland, do hereby proclaim the last Sunday in March as WETATi Day in Maryland to encourage women globally to recognize just how strong and amazing women really are. That's right.
WETATi is a membership organization of about 500 women, professionals, students and other interested parties who pay an annual fee. Those attending the day-long conference heard from experts on various panels discussing a range of topics from health, business to technology, and also got a chance to shop. Dureke, a lawyer, author and motivational speaker, says her vision of 15 years is taking shape.
Ooh, it's unbelievable. Where do I start? The wonderful thing is, when you do what you need to do, when the time is right, the universe will conspire. And that's such a time that we are.
Justine Njafour is a founding member of WETATi and brought 37 women who she hopes will join. She says she almost quit her job as a nursing director due to frustration, but did not because of a simple encouragement from WETATi's Dureke.
She told me, sister, you are a powerful woman. You are a WETATian. You need to stay on. And I stayed on one more year. And I got promoted. I got pay increase.
These young ladies from the University of Maryland are potential WETATians too. They're members of SOUL, short for Sisterhood of Unity and Love, and say they're inspired.
The main thing that I really took was that anything that I thought truly that was impossible in my life, viewing these different women around me, I know that through networking, meeting people, in God's favor, things are possible. So.
The wives of the governors of Cross River State and Katsina State who attended the event also say they plan to join and implement the WETATi concept in their respective states.
If I was going to use Nigeria as an example, I'll say women are moving forward. But we need to do so much more for them to get out there, for them to have the confidence, for them to have the opportunities like the men have had.
Yeah, there are more opportunities open, for women, but it's a bit difficult with the men thinking that we want to take over. No. We just want what is right.
Some of the men in attendance here say the belief that men are against women's empowerment is incorrect.
Do you believe in women empowerment?
Oh yes, absolutely. I have a daughter, I have a granddaughter, so I want to make sure they are on their own and nobody's, on top of them.
We are WETATi men. I was telling him earlier that we, after living here today, we are going to start a similar organization called WETATi.
WETATi. Yeah, that's true.
Undefeated, yeah, let these haters know. Undefeated, no, they can't ruin your show. Undefeated, cause this is your time and you will shine, oh so bright.
15-year-old Diane Nichele's song, Undefeated, strikes a chord with Dureke, who tells the audience that despite obstacles she's faced, she's not giving up.
I am indefatigable. There's nothing that can stop the journey that the Lord has started in my life. All I need is a few sisters to say, come on, let's get this thing going.
Well, we're pleased to have with us in the studio Margaret Dureke of WETATi and Nwando Okereke, founder of ICL, a consulting firm in Nigeria, and they both join us here on In Focus. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Africa 54. Well,
Thank
first
you
I
so
should
much.
say congratulations on your second year, but it's been many years coming.
Oh, you
and I
know
think
that.
towards the end when we show that piece, you're really kind of reflecting the frustration over the years.
Yes.
What is it? Lack of support from other women? From what?
Yes, it's really deep. But I think the important thing is not focusing on what wasn't, but what is possible. And for the fact that those women came from all over the world to say, yes, we hear you, we understand, we appreciate what you've started, we're going to make it happen. Just like the First Lady of Cross River State and Katsina, That is very encouraging, and a very good friend of mine who is with WETATi Nigeria that is here in the studio with us. But it's the fact that women find it difficult sometimes to help one another, as if by you supporting, something else will be taken out from them. But you're one of the sisters. I don't mean to kind of, but you've been very supportive. I mean, there are many reasons why you shouldn't be there on Saturday. Your mom just passed and everything else, but you are one of them. So there are still good sisters out there like you and so many other people that are willing to support.
Let me move on to you, Dr. Okereke. You actually operate from Nigeria, and I imagine that you must have had a lot of challenges trying to exert yourself as a woman. You run your own business, the ICL. What has your journey been like?
Well, my journey has been a smooth one because I have determined to make it in life, and that's my focus. Always main focus in my business, no matter the problem that I'm going through.
Now,
I move
what
forward.
About the other women around you?
It's the same experience they are having, because women want to be on board. They're always on board to make their skill work in their future, to move their future, because we cannot sit down at home front and be watching men treating us, taking us down the lane. We want to be up. And now women in Africa, most Nigerians, they're very hardworking. And
are they supportive of each other?
They are supporting each other.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, earlier in the month of March, we observed International Women's Day, and there's a lot of encouraging news about women, where they are in the world. What is your take on the successes, and what remains the challenge for women outside what you just mentioned?
Yeah, I think from the convention we just had, and our theme is women empowerment, front and center in the 21st century, exploring the mindset of a WETATi woman. It's really a holistic approach. It's not just on the home front, as she mentioned, which is one of them, but being able to get paid equal pay for the same work you've done, and being able to be given the same chance. Not just because you're a woman, somebody presumed that you can't do certain things, but they have never given you a chance. So it's really in every aspect of life. Whether you have a husband who needs to take care of the children, it should be acceptable that a man can take care of the child, and if the woman is the one who can earn more, she should go without somebody else calling him names just because he's a man. There are so many areas, but the work is started, and the time is now. It's our time to make this change.
Dr. Okereke, if you can speak to what's going on in Nigeria specifically. When I spoke to the First Lady of Cross River State, she mentioned that the First Lady has really pioneered things for women in Nigeria specifically.
Well, I'm very grateful for what all the First Ladies are did in Nigeria. And there's a lot various women empowerment organizations in Nigeria, and women are coming up to make sure that we move the women and their skill forward. And there's a lot that are going in Nigeria, and I wish that you will come down and see that women are really empowering. And thank God for our president, His Excellency Jonathan, good Lord Jonathan, and the wife. They are making sure that they are encouraging women to come out in mass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get something very important in before we go, and that is the role of the men. So we saw from the package here, the men are supportive. Is that true in practice?
I have a simple way to answer it. Just early in a few minutes ago before we got here, I got a good email from the mayor of Bladensburg, Maryland, in PG County, and he said, thank you so much for having me. And he said a great thing that our organization is well needed, and it's very unique and different. But this is the thing he said that stuck to me. He said, I came in here as a man, and I left as a great man. That tells you the whole story.
But I want to know, in practice, is that a role that you really endorse and say that men really are supportive? I know your husband is very supportive, of course, but I mean in general, like say,
in general, you know, we cannot do anything without men. We have to give them their own due respect. No matter what is happening, they are in control. But the only thing, we need their support. And I want them to come in mass to support women to achieve their aims.
To achieve the impossible.
To achieve the impossible.
And you know, before I let you go, so you're wearing a shirt with WETATi. You actually have a clothing line.
Yes, we do.
WETATi. How did you pull that off in such a short time?
Yeah, because the point is that you can't minutes away having bled. If you say you're a woman that can achieve the impossible, that should be reflected in everything that you do. So there's nothing that we cannot do, including the clothing line. Well, and we want to thank VOA for supporting us
as well. Thank you so much. As the two of you are examples of women who are achieving the impossible. That's Margaret Dureke, founder and president of WETATi, and Nwando Okereke, the founder of ICL, a consulting firm in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, next on Africa 54, why did Facebook and Twitter go red last week? We'll explain that and more in our new segment, What's Trending?